Hey Pisces, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. General reading. Take what works, leave what doesn't. Over on Vimeo, I have a love reading for you. And that reading is about a relationship that could go the distance, but some repairs need to be made to it, possibly. So if that sounds like that resonates with you, you can join me over on Vimeo for that. But over here, this reading can be about any topic, including love or work or projects or family situations, whatever we got here. So yeah. Oh, well. All right, Pisces, we've got the Knight of Water for overall for the reading. A message of love. Usually it can also just be an expression of deep emotion, whatever that is. But especially this card with these mated pair of swans. Oh my goodness, yeah. This could definitely be related to that, to communicating. But it could also just be communicating about your genuine feelings, or creative communication too. Heartfelt communication for sure. Past, present, inner landscape, what's at issue, environment, to-do list, possible outcome. Oh dear. Well, in the recent past, we have the Three of Earth. So working together. Actually, you got, oh yeah, this actually was mentioned in the love reading as well. So working together, you've worked with this person, you've had common goals in mind, and different skill sets were present. This can be like having a consultation with somebody, hiring someone who you're going to hire, that kind of thing. It can be also like group work, teamwork, anything having to do with like a goal in mind, something to accomplish in the real world and other people. And there's a sense of everybody bringing their own unique skills to the situation and getting what they uniquely needed out of the situation. So you've worked with someone in the past, or you've worked with, you've done a group project in the past. In your current situation, you have Seven of Fire. You have like, stand your ground. So this could be in regards to this group. Maybe this group's been really great so far, but at this point, you have the high road. You have the stand your ground. You may need to stand alone. I'm seeing that here too. A sense of what you think and what you believe right now is actually really important for you to stick with that. Even though there might be naysayers, people might disagree with you. This is a little bit of like you have a valid point here, okay? Stick with it. Stick with that point. This isn't a time for you to, acquiesce to the loudest member of the group or whatever. This is a time where you do sticking with something despite there being naysayers. I mean, you have the energy, you have the passion. So this is stick with your passion. Stick with what it is that you want to accomplish, what you want to do. Stay rooted here. Grounded here. You have the blessings of the universe for your situation here, for staying here. And yeah, there's going to be naysayers and grumblers, but those are all, they could come from within. The naysayers could be coming from within, but they don't belong on the surface with you. So I'm not saying that people that disagree with you are all less than you and I don't know, bottom feeders, or I don't know what, demons and horrible people, but they might be, they're not, they don't have any point or any persuasive points to make that should persuade you and should remove you from your situation and from your stance here. There's no more powerful argument than the one you have. There's no more powerful stance, or I almost want to say blessed stance, than the one you have in this situation right now. And this could be a work situation, because we do start off with the Three of Earth, or any place where there's been like team and teamwork. So in your inner landscape, you have the Hermit card. This is about, well, what's interesting here is that the Hermit is in more like historic aspects of tarot. The Hermit is the embodiment of this Temperance card. It's prudent action, prudent, careful action. So that's, you're looking to take a wise movement. The Hermit card is also like acting on your own, being able to be independent here, not worrying what other people think, not worrying what other perspectives there are, not worrying about anything else, but just looking to your own inner light to guide you. And look, we have like some dragons and some lizards and some, you know, things that belong, that don't, arguments or ideas or concepts that haven't earned their place in the sun, quite like the one that you have, your stance and your perspective. And these don't need to be up on the surface moving among us, right? These naysayers and these bad ideas. You have a good idea and you need to stick with it. This Hermit card, you could be wondering if you have what it takes to go it alone, right? Because we have this teamwork at the beginning here in the past. Then you have you having sort of this solo idea and this solo passion. You're like, maybe I should just go. It's like if you were in a band and then you wanted to go solo and make a solo album. And so this is really on your mind, like, well, do I do this or not? Well, it's probably your bandmates aren't going to agree with you that you should do a solo album. So you're going to have to like find the inner strength to do that on your own. So you're really thinking about maybe the ramifications of acting on your own, the ramifications of doing what you want to do. And I just see a lot of Pisces here with these fish down here. It's like looking into like, who are you really and what do you really want to be doing? And like, do you really want to be battling these demons? Do you really want to be battling these people and having to stand here and repeatedly state your point? Because it almost seems like a lot more, like she seems almost miserable. Like, and yet again, I'm saying that the earth is round. And now you're like, you know what? Maybe I should leave the Flat Earth Society because none of these people are getting my point. So there's like a sense of, wanting to would it be more peaceful for you to just ditch this whole group and go off on your own, because they're not seeing your point, they're not seeing what you see, and so the Hermit is really looking to their own inner sense of guidance, their own feelings about things. And so that's a little bit of where you're at, but I think you might have some doubts too, because it's also fears like, well, what happens if you go strike out on your own? What happens if you start your own business? What happens if you move up? But you're kind of tired. I see you as being a little bit tired of having to defend your position all the time. And then we have Temperance card. There's impatience present here. There's harshness present here. There's something that's a little bit too harsh, so that like if it were gentled, if it were softer, it would be more palatable, easier to hear, easier to work with. But because it's so harsh, it's so difficult to work with. So we have an energy that's extremely difficult to work with, perhaps unbalanced, perhaps something is taking way too long. Perhaps you're over here like, listen, if we're going to go camping, we have to make the reservation tomorrow. And all your friends are like, well, blah, 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 I have to go do this. I have to figure out this. I have to figure out that. And you're like, maybe I should just go camping by myself because this is taking too long. We're going to not be able to get a reserve a spot where we want to be. We're not going to. So something may be feeling like it's taking too long. There's impatience, but it might be an appropriate impatience of just like, right, because this one's had it with, I feel like this one has really had it with even having to continuously have this debate over and over again, or they don't want to even debate about it. Maybe they always end up like everyone agrees with them and does what they say, or does not everyone agrees with them, but maybe they end up, doing your suggestion, but the argument to get there is so exhausting that you're just like, you know what, I'm just going to do this assignment by myself. Like, I'm so tired of talking to all these people and trying to talk them into doing the right thing. So I'm not necessarily seeing this temperance as like this horrible energy. the situation may not allow for a long time period of like, you know, I want to say dotting all the I's and crossing all the T's of polite behavior. I think that's called minding your P's and Q's. Like there might not be a lot of time to like finesse your naysayers into going along with you. So maybe you're like, well, I should probably just act alone and do this because I can't seem to convince these people to to do this my way or see this my way. And this, I mean, you feel pretty right about it. You're not changing your mind. So this Temperance card is like a little bit of like, there's either not time for something, just genuinely, and so things have to be a little bit brusquely done, or there is like some impatience and some really difficult energies to work with, or things that can't be combined, right? There's no compromise like available. There's no balance, easily balanced or gentle energy here. Oh, here we are. I was getting this off the Seven of Fire. In your environment, there's this exhausted vibe. This is exhausting. You've been working with this group, with these people or this person, trying to get something done, and there's just this exhaustion. So this might be someone that you're working with who is also very tired of the situation. They're not excited about it. They feel like this is like the situation isn't ending. You can't just quit doing the group project, although everybody's angry and pissed off and right, it's like 3 of the people in the group misread the directions, and they're very sure they're correct, but you correctly read the directions in the assignment and you get it, but everyone's tired here of arguing about it because the other 3 think that they're right too. This is saying they're not. They didn't read the directions properly. They don't understand the assignment, and you do understand the assignment. So but the situation's tiresome, and yet nobody can quit. There's no quit to be had here. No one can, you can't just like not do the group project. Then you all fail the class if you don't do the group project. So there's something here of just not being able to quit. The situation isn't allowing you to quit. And that's what I'm seeing too with this Temperance card. The situation isn't one where there's a lot of wiggle room or there's a lot of, it's not, like if we're like the camping metaphor, like if we're going to go camping here, we have to make the reservations by this date. Otherwise the camping ground's going to be full. So there's something here where there's not time to really work this all out, or the assignment's due in a week. There's not time to like really baby everybody and get everybody on board with the proper instructions with the assignment, right? There's not time, and yet no one can quit. There's a sense of frustration and exhaustion here, and loss is being incurred, and everybody just wants to go home. And that means everybody, including you and including them. They want to go home too. Nobody's happy with this group project. So we have 5 of air. This is your to-do list. You've got to make some really tough choices. You have to make the choices though. Time's running out. You can't pussyfoot around with these choices anymore. You've got to make some difficult choices. So 5 of air is, and this one is like choose what's best for you, basically. And the Hermit card's trying to do that, figuring that out. And that's what you want to do. You want to choose what's best for you as the individual versus what's best for the group. And this is 5 of air is mostly a choose what's best for you as an individual. Because these sort of demons are overwhelming the situation, I think, or these inner demons are overwhelming the situation, or these like naysayers are overwhelming the situation. The situation's getting overwhelmed by this, and there's just a sense of like, sing your own song, do your own thing. I see her like sort of singing so loudly she kind of drowns out the other voices. That is a very bad group behavior, is to just start singing really loudly and drown out the other voices. But that's what I'm seeing. I don't, and like, let's take that as a metaphor. So, yeah, this sense of needing to choose your own voice and to shout down. I mean, normally that's not great behavior. That's not great advice, but I'm not here to give you my advice. There's a sense of shouting down something, choosing yourself, choosing your voice over something else. And this decision will not be easy to make Because if it was easy to make, you would have already made it. So there will be losses incurred with any decision you make here. There's no like correct decision or best decision where everybody would be like, yeah, that's the best decision, and why did you make the bad decision? There's not. All the decisions here suck. All your choices suck. And then we have possible outcome. We have another person. We had this person, Knight of Water, the singer. I guess maybe that's the band here. With our band metaphor, we would definitely be talking about going alone. Page of Air. You have, as you either become a student. Oh, this can be about communication, no matter how awkward and strange and new it is. But look, she's singing a solo here and a solo here. And she's starting to sing a solo and overwhelm the background or the background choir. Or yeah, she's singing a solo here. But there's a sense of awkwardness. The Page of Air is the student. It's just spring here. And air is about communication. So you're going to have to communicate your choice and your decision. Even if it's very awkward, you still have to do it. There could also be like a student or a child coming in with some kind of communication for you. But there's an attempt at clear communication. Whether it's perfectly executed or not, I don't know. But there is like a solo sense here. It's like you do begin this journey of speaking your truth, no matter how awkward it is, because it's going to feel weird at the first. So you're going to have to learn how to communicate in a new way, to say things maybe you've never said before. And your only audience is going to be this little bird. You're going to be yourself, right? We have this bird here, though. Someone from this group is going to be with you on this process. We have you here also with this understanding of the friendship, thinking through the relationship. So there may be someone that comes with you and assists you. But it is a lot of you kind of figuring out your own voice, your own unique individual voice. Whereas before you've been very much part of this group. But now there's a sense of needing to find your own voice. All right, what can Pisces look forward to? Because this reading was, I love that Five of Air, though, because it is about making difficult choices, not the easy choice. It's an acknowledgement that some of the decisions we have to make here are hard. They're not easy. All right, good. Well, we got some stuff to look forward to. Willow spirit, flexibility. Okay, I like that. Flexibility. So we're not necessarily rigidly, imposing our will upon everyone around us. There needs to be some bend, some flexibility. Willow is also the basis for aspirin. So you can lessen the pain with a little bit of flexibility. That might be this Temperance card too, is talking about some sort of inflexible energy. So lessening the pain through flexibility. Maybe you're doing yoga. Dragon, power. Ooh, this is fascinating. This could be about personal power. There's a sense of using that power to protect, which came out in the love reading as well. So power, maybe you are empowered with the situation. Maybe you do have a sense of your own power. Secret Spring, success. Ooh, and then we have Spirit Guardian of Autumn, letting go. So, but these two together look like you start something now, but you see the results in autumn. You get your harvest in autumn. So Secret Spring, success, maybe a success that you're not able to talk about, or a success that isn't immediately obvious. You don't immediately see the effects of. And then Spirit Guardian of Autumn, letting go. So again, I was getting that a little bit with this Nine of Fire situation, that something needs to be let go. And this Five of Air. So you're going to succeed in letting something go. And I think you're going to find power in flexibility. a sense of power in being a little flexible, right? Because yoga does that. It strengthens while creating flexibility. So, all right, I hope this was helpful for you, Pisces. Thank you so much for watching.